Getting my life together cost me more friends and family relationships than I ever did by when my life was falling apart with alcohol and drugs. Um, when you go to make a change in your life for the better, you follow that intuition. You oftentimes will find that you lose people in your life, like that vibration that you're living in, whatever it may be. You find that those people are maybe supportive in the beginning, but then as you continue on that path, they start to abandon you. And it's not because they're bad people. It's because you making a change is forcing them to look at themselves. And this is a big issue in our society today. And I can tell you two times that this happened in my life that were really stark. The first one was when I was 18, I left the FLDS religion. And all the people that I grew up with, well, maybe not by their choice exactly, but um, when you leave that religion, the people who are in the religion are no longer allowed to communicate or talk with you. And you can take that as, their choice, but in reality, they're brainwashed, and the leadership of the church is telling them that if they do communicate with people that have left, then they will be excommunicated and they'll be cut off from God. So it was a really bad manipulation, but it was sad because, years later, my family had ended up leaving, and my dad died from cancer not too long after he left the religion. And he had a large family, and his mother and brother and others never came to his funeral because of that very thing. So it's kind of crazy that in reality, that was one of the best decisions I ever made, to leave that religion. But for those people that couldn't or didn't want to look at it for themselves, and they wanted to just believe what the leadership was telling them, they ended up staying. And then years later, I reconnected with some of them, and it was only when they looked at it for themselves. It wasn't when I, went back. The other time that this happened was in my early 30s. I quit drinking, and for call it 15 years, I was a regular drinker, partying, going out on the weekends, bars, things like that. And I had finally come to the conclusion that I was going to stop. And I thought that people would be very happy, because I guess I figured they knew how bad I was struggling. Um, but that wasn't the case. A lot of people were initially supportive of it in the beginning, but then as time went on, it was more like, hey, come have a drink. I like the old you. You were a lot more fun when you were drinking. And then as time went on, and as I continued to not do that, those people just fell out of my life. And now today, I don't really communicate with many of them at all, um, because we chose two different paths. And one thing I see that happens often is when we try to make a change for ourselves for the better, we create resistance in our lives. And it is sad because it then makes you question whether you made the right decision or not. And if you need to go back to the way you were, maybe you overreacted and maybe you weren't so bad. And all this doubt creeps in. And I'm telling you, like, people that don't want to change and don't want to look at themselves will try to drag you back, because if they can get you back, then that's confirmation that what they're doing is good. So it's kind of it sucks in all honesty. But I would say that as you stay longer on this path, like I'm now 9 years sober, and I've dedicated a lot of my time to helping people deal with trauma and become better people. And I have seen a shift in people that are in my vibration realm, whatever you want to call it, as people kind of shifting towards not me going to them and telling them, hey, you have to change, you must do it this way. It's actually me just living my life and me just being in the on the path that I'm on that has started to get people to come to what I'm doing and look for help in doing that. And so I think just being the example and living in that vibration really helps others kind of see that, oh, that wasn't a short term thing that he was going to try and just quit drinking and he couldn't. And now he has to come back. He actually has done it. He's moved on and he's bettered himself in his life. And maybe there's a way for me to do that. And that's ultimately my goal with my channel and with my app and anything else that I put out. I have a meditation guide and I have a I did it again guide, which I'll leave links the in the description for you guys to check that out. But ultimately, I think our goal here, like on Earth, is to first discover who we are, and sometimes that means separating from people, unfortunately, and oftentimes those people don't like it, and they get angry and upset. So I appreciate you guys listening today. I do these videos every Thursday. Comment pattern, and I will send you a free guide on this information and help you get started.